What's going on, family? What is the word? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to today's stream with the Prophet Society Familia. Super excited to be here with every single one of you guys today. If you guys can hear my voice, if you guys can see the screen, family, go ahead and drop those locations in the Chizzy chat. I don't know why I call it a Chizzy chat. It just sounds so cool. But go ahead and drop those locations in the chat, family. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started in just a couple seconds. Actually, a couple more minutes, man. Let me see where you guys are tuning in from, though. Right, let me know you guys is plugged in, because we are live right now. Back with another Get to the Bag session. I see you get the bag. All right, you just gave me that name right there. Right, but let's see. I see we got Texas in the building. We got Texas in the building again. Right, Montreal, Canada. Colombo, Sri Lanka. We got Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. Baltimore. Shout out to all my Baltimore familia in the chat. What's up? What's up? We got New York in the building, Houston, LA, Houston, Texas. What's up, Eric? Good to see you. We got, we got a lot of y'all in the building today, man. Shout out to you guys tuning in, family. Go ahead and smash that like button one time as well. All right, let us know that you guys are appreciative of us doing these type of calls, man. And very simple, the way that you can show us love, all right, for us showing you guys love is by smashing that like button, family. I got a goal for today. Right, I got a goal for today for us, right? Let's go ahead and by the end of this stream, I want to make sure that we get well over 200 likes, right? 200 likes by the end of this stream, but we're going to start off with a goal of 100 likes, family. 100 likes to start off the stream. That is the goal for today. Do you guys think we can accomplish that goal? Yes or no? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. You guys think we can accomplish 100 likes? I think we can. I know we can. It's not a matter of think. I know we can because you guys got our backs, right? You guys have our backs, family. So go ahead and smash that like button one time for us as you guys decide to tune in. It definitely does a lot more for us than you guys might even know or might even think. And that's all we ever ask for you guys, right? Just be here, ask great questions. Come here ready to learn. And then go ahead and just destroy that like button one time for us, family. Right, we appreciate you guys so much. Let's see what else we got in the building. We got Barcelona in the house. What is up? What is up? We got DC in the building. What's up, Oscar? You're always one of the first people to like, and I appreciate you so much for that, my brother. Thank you so much. We got Brother Joseph in the building. What's going on, Brother Joe? Good to see you. St. Jude, my guy. What's up? We got Arizona. We got Swaziland. We got New Jersey. How are you guys doing? Let's see, I'm positioned on gold for tomorrow. CPI 1885 after we sweep the weekly high. Yeah, shout out to you, Eric. We're definitely going to go ahead and take a look at all that stuff for sure. I see we got Phoenix in the building. We got Puerto Rico. Shout out to all my Puerto Ricans, man. I'm full-blown Puerto Rican myself, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that share that same Boricua heritage with me, right, if that's what it's called, right? But shout out to all my Puerto Ricans in the building. All right, let's see what else we got here. I see you guys agree with the 100 likes, right? We can get 100 likes, right? We got 40 already. Look at that. We got 40 likes in a matter of 4 minutes, family. 40 likes in 4 minutes. That's powerful, right? So shout out to you guys, man, for doing what is going to help us continue to grow, right? That's really the end game at the end of the game. At the end of the day, right? Is to really grow this community into a powerhouse here on YouTube, right? Like we want to be, one not just the biggest, right, which we will be, but we want to be the one that really provides the most value, right? And that's, I believe, and I could be, just be speaking because of bias, but I truly believe that we really be giving y'all some game on here, family, right? Like we be having calls privately, and at times we be saying, we having conversations like, yo, are we giving out too much game? Are we giving out too much game? But I don't know if, and this is just for me personally, right? And the rest of the guys can attest, right? I'm always the one saying, nah, we need to give out more game. We need to give out more game, right? Because you guys know what my personal motto is, right? If anytime I'm providing free value for you guys, I want to make sure that our free game is better than everybody else's paid game. And that's just a fact, right? Because now when you guys do decide to pay for our mentorship, when you guys do decide to join our community, that costs a fee, you guys should know the level of value that you guys are going to get is next level, right? Because even though we give out a lot of free game that's next level, that's better than everybody else's paid, you got to understand, guys, we are very experienced traders here, right? I personally been trading for 8 years, right? And the rest of the team have also been trading for 5 to 8 years as well, right? So we have a lot of stuff that we still don't even bring to YouTube, right? That is just a little bit next level stuff, right? But we will guarantee that we will give you guys more game than anybody else. And if we do find some trade ideas as well, we're going to give you guys that. All right. That is our job here, is to be servant leaders at the end of the day. Right. But let's see who else we got in the building. We got Jamaica checking in. We got Raleigh. We got San Antonio. We got Michigan. What's good, AJ? I see you in the chat. We got Riverside, California. We got UK in the building. Let's see, y'all some all-stars. Yeah, shout out to you, Eric. And that's what we're trying to do, right? That is exactly what we're trying to do, right? Let's see, this trade is going to hit stop loss, right? Which trade are you talking about? Shout out to you, Margin Call, right? He said GBP USD. Yeah, we'll take a look at GBP USD. In fact, I believe I got the young legend, young lion with me this morning. We do, right? Shout out to that boy Kyle, my brother. I appreciate you for jumping on this morning. The rest of the guys are gonna just jump on as they decide to clean their faces and get prepared, right? But now that you actually brought up GBP USD, I think we should go ahead and pass the mic over to my young boy, young lion, Mr. Kyle Prasad, right? Again, somebody that I've been trading with since he was 15 years old, right? The man done grew up now. Now he 20, right? Which is kind of crazy. See, from where he was at 15 years old, right? Trading with the big dogs to now him being a big dog. Absolutely inspirational, right? But Kyle, bro, if you are there, my brother, definitely go ahead and unmute your mic. Show some love to the family, but also give people an update, on GU, right? Because I know you actually called out GBP USD yesterday, and that thing is flowing slowly. Right, slowly, and I believe, guys, just being honest, the markets are probably very slow this week because we have CPI tomorrow, right? We have a very, very, very major news event, guys, coming on tomorrow, which is going to be very telling, right, in terms of how inflation truly is. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know, CPI, guys, the Consumer Price Index, it measures the change in the price of goods, right, for us consumers, right? AKA, it is showing us, at least how we're looking at it now, is telling us, guys, if inflation is either going to continue trending lower or if inflation is starting to pick up. And this is a very, very important thing to understand, guys, because the central banks, the policies that they decide to implement, right, whether it's them remaining hawkish and they're raising rates or whether they're going to become dovish and start lowering rates, it's truly going to dictate based on what CPI is doing. Right, and not just CPI, but also PPI as well. They're going to take into account. They're going to take into account the labor market. Like, there's a whole bunch of different things that they're going to take into account. But one of the most important things, guys, is how is prices handling for us consumers, right? They are trying to make a decision based on if it's going to impact us as consumers or not, right? So yeah, tomorrow, guys, we do have CPI. We will be live with you guys tomorrow, analyzing it in real time. And it's definitely one of those big boys. So because of the importance of CPI and because of how much anticipation there is for tomorrow, guys, that's probably why we have been seeing a very choppy, slow market so far this week, right? But we'll get into that, right? We'll get into that in a second. But Kyle, my brother, I see you in the chat, but where are you at in the Zoom, right? Go ahead and unmute your mic, my brother. How you feeling, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Shout out my guy Abel. We on here live every single morning with you guys. And yeah, I do want to go over GBP USD. Honestly, guys, just by being consistent over and over and over again, repetitively every single day, you can see why it is people like me and Abel have the results we have. We wake up early every single morning. We don't stop. It's been going now for the past almost 4 years for me, almost 7-8 years for Abel. So all of this is just the results of consistency, guys. That's all it is. So if you guys want the results that we have, you guys must be willing to be as consistent as we are, and how we're going to continue to be consistent. So that's why all of you guys should go ahead and click this subscribe, the notification bell if you guys have been eating with us, so you guys can never miss a session. Never miss a session, because I hear it a lot. A lot of times people are like, man, like, they catch trades with us, but then the next couple of 2 or 3 trades, they are missing it because maybe they fell asleep or they didn't wake up that morning, or maybe were just like not attentive, right? They didn't really want it that bad as the person that was locked in on every single session, not peeling their eyes away from the computer. That's the type of person you have to be with this. And that's the type of person I was when I started trading. So, yeah, honestly, like Abel said, the markets are moving mad slow this week. We have CPI tomorrow, so I don't expect big moves to happen until tomorrow. But we are in a little bit of a great position here on GU. I do want to kind of give like a little bit of more of an educational on this session because honestly, we come on here and give you guys some setups, but I wanted to like kind of point out why I was looking at that. So I mean, at the end of the day, guys, the DXY was in a point in the market, especially today and yesterday, where I always look at the higher time frames before I even go ahead and think about entering a trade. So, at the end of the day, if my dollar bias isn't with the market, I'd rather not even take it. So, as you guys know, I kind of am very bearish dollar right now. I want to see dollar come up to here and, possibly do something like this. But, at the end of the day, that's my long-term bias. So at the point in the market that we're at right now, what's the most logical thing that we should do? If we're bearish dollar and we've been bearish dollar since up here, then it's already obvious to the market that dollar is bearish. So the only other logical place I could look is bullish dollar, on an intraday level from levels like these as some sort of hedge for my positions that I'm in. So from this region, we're getting a reaction. I played that reaction yesterday. I was like, man, maybe we can get some bullish dollar from here. And that's what I expect to continue. This does look very choppy, I'm not even gonna lie. So that's why I'm not like really marrying myself to it. But it's kind of the most logical thing for me to do at the point of the market. Now, once the dollar comes up to here, we can reevaluate, look at the reaction that it does create and potentially start shorting dollar again. But, at the end of the day, guys, what I feel like what might happen for CPI is we might come up to kind of sort of mitigate off of a candle like this or this kind of 4-hour zone. But how that would correlate to GU again, I'm still long-term bullish on GU. After seeing this reaction right here, I can definitely see these highs getting taken. So it's only a matter of time, right? Where's the best possible place for us to long? And this is our institutional style setup. This is kind of like that. We made the double bottom, and then we got the FU candle, and then we got this. We got the mitigation right here. Then we got the next move up. This is a basic smart money model, also known as accumulation too, for any of you guys that trade Wyckoff. This candle right here is very appealing. Honestly, I'm gonna be sending this chart out all over the place. I want you guys to take this because look at this, right? We had price going down while volume was going up. So that right there is very textbook price and volume divergence. And that's another confirmation that I like to use with my trading, and especially when looking for Wyckoff schematics. So, at the end of the day, we were actually intraday bearish for a little bit on this last week. But once we broke 1-hour structure, I want you guys to understand this. Once we broke this 1-hour structure, like all we need right now to start buying this thing back up is a pullback into discount range. I would not be buying this thing until we dip below the 50%. And even then, there's kind of no areas at the 61.8 to 71. Like there's no areas up until here. So that's why I decided to go a counter trend bearish, because once I started to see that this 1-hour structure this mini structure was breaking, I knew that for the intraday speaking, we would be going bearish as a sell to buy, right? This position I have right here is more of a sell to potentially buy once we come down and start um, playing around with this discount region in some of these supply and demand areas right here, right? So, definitely keep an eye out on that for GU. If you guys are in this position with me, shout out to you guys. Go break even, take a partial. We just broke structure. And, again, just monitor this closely once we do start dipping down into these lower regions. Maybe for tomorrow, we can catch the long up again, right? So this is something, again, like a sell to buy. And this right here, I like doing this before news because I like to trade news as well. So if I can get a counter trend position like this and catch a few pips, catch a nice little 10% trade, and then now I have like pretty much profit already set and built up. So now I would not be scared to take longs down here for GU. That's why I'm telling you guys, because I definitely will be probably executing on something like that. And yeah, that's pretty much my outlook on GU. And again, I will send this in the charts, in the chats for you guys. But honestly, that is like the only thing I see kind of playing out this week, other than UCAD. UCAD just looks the same, but it's just opposite, right? So yeah, honestly, EU is actually kind of lagging behind a little, bro. I don't know if you wanted to talk about EU, Abel, but maybe this could be a possible trade. I don't know. It's kind of just stalling out there, but
Yeah,
I don't know if it's lagging behind or if GU is just doing something different. Why do you think that EU is just not making any moves?
I mean, it's just chilling. That's all. It's just chilling right now. It got no real moves because you got to think about it again. EU pretty much is a direct negative correlation to the dollar, right? So since the dollar itself is just chilling in anticipation of tomorrow, EU is gonna do the same exact thing for the most part because they literally move opposite directions. Uh, it drop possibly. Would I be interested in trying to take some shorts from where it's currently at though? Probably not, in my opinion. I would need to see some type of sweep of the highs first of this little range because this thing just started building up this entire range now, right? Like between 1.076 and 1.071, that 50 pip range, it's just been chilling in there. All right, and you guys, and if you guys don't know, family, the longer that price sticks between a range, the more aggressive the breakout is going to be. All right, and it could be a breakout either to just simply capture liquidity, or it could be a breakout just to go ahead and go into the direction that it intends to go to. So for me, I would need to see the market. I would want to see price break that 1.076 and then immediately rebound back inside of the range, because then I'll be like, all right, you know what? We do have a lot of selling pressure coming in. Then I might be able to go ahead and look for some plays. But where it's at right now, it's not something I'm interested in.
Okay,
It is possible though.
understood.
I mean, if you start to see some structure break to the downside, then maybe we might be
Now,
looking.
honestly, I'm gonna kind of play a little bit of devil's advocate here, and I took a small 10 pip trade because I I honestly liked the setup yesterday. Just being honest, I really liked the setup yesterday,
Hmm.
but it just I had my stop loss so tight. I had my stop loss like right above here, and literally it didn't even break this high. Maybe we could sweep highs for sure, but I just took a little trade right here.
Hmm.
And it's like 1 or 2 pips away from entry. I put my stop right here. It's like 10 pips, actually 11 pips, just like 1 pip above this high because we didn't even break this yesterday. So
Yeah.
if this thing is still gonna drop, I know for a fact that it would have to happen now, or I would probably not even be interested in this
Yeah.
sell.
Go to the
So
five. Go to the 5 minute real quick. All right. right? So you are playing that high candle right there on the 5 minute, right? So again,
Yes.
it could, if you did want to take it, then that probably would be the most optimal area because you're at the top of that swing move.
I
Um,
literally just took it like 2 seconds ago. So like right here, I'm in.
yeah, I'm personally gonna be chilling on it, but I could see why it could potentially go for sure,
Yeah.
right? Like if like
No, for sure. And I want you guys to understand my position in the market too. I'm already in profit on GU, so I'm just I'm just hedging.
mhm.
Well, not really hedging, but adding on.
That black line that you got there, that 1.074. See now, if we break below that, then we could possibly look for a retest and then a possible continuation for sure as well as like a re-entry if you guys were looking.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm kind of playing a risky game here, but
I mean,
again, guys, understand my position in the market.
you did
It's only
yesterday and it
because
worked
I'm
out.
already, huh?
I mean, you took a quote unquote risky one yesterday and you're up 60 pips.
Yeah, pretty much. So, let's see, guys. Again, like I'm just reusing some profits.
That's a
That's
fact.
it.
Hold on, I gotta shout out Smart Sleep. What's going on, Smart Sleep? Shout out to you for supporting the channel, sponsoring the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome to being a super student. I appreciate you so much for doing that. Make sure to send us a message on Instagram immediately after this stream, because for anybody that does actually grab a membership on the YouTube side of things, family, you guys are added into a private chat room in Discord. All right, we do have a Discord, but in order for you to actually join the Discord, you actually have to be a member of the Profit Society community itself, which you could do so by going to profitsociety.co, create a free account, and then you'll be able to go ahead and connect that account to the Discord, and then from there you'll be able to go ahead and get added into the private super student chat that we have for our YouTube students, our YouTube community for sure, right? So big shout out to you though for sponsoring the channel. We appreciate you. Let's see, bro. I'm gonna put my kid in front of the chart at 10 years old. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's see. Welcome to all the first. Yeah, for sure, guys. Definitely go ahead and show some love to any of our new students, any of our new family members for sure. That's what we like to do. Let's see, CAD Swiss in my PMI. Yo, go take a look at CAD Swiss real quick. I haven't looked at CAD Swiss in, I don't even know.
Oh my God. So, what did they say about Cat Swiss?
It's in their POI, the point of interest.
Hmm. Is this your POI?
Probably just
Because
trying
it's
to.
looking like it's about to rate it.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Was to probably play that.
Maybe the 30-minute candle? Is that what you're playing? Hmm. Let me check
Let's
this out.
see.
I mean, the thing is, Cat Swiss structure is just the structure on this thing is just like so scary. Like I see what you're getting at though. Like what you see is like I know exactly what you're seeing. But honestly, I don't know. Like he's seeing higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then probably saw this break and was like, "Yo, I could sell here." And honestly, it's not wrong. Like, it's really not wrong. You can't like. I feel like if you trade Cat
Mm-hmm.
Swiss, you should you should know how it moves, and if this is something that you're comfortable with taking, then go ahead. But I don't trade Cat Swiss, and from the looks of it, I'm not really comfortable taking this. And you know, just looking at like the major structural ranges, I actually wouldn't take into account the 30-minute. I would actually really only take account into like the higher time frames. And it's looking like it's already breaking this candle. And if we look at the structure from here, we're still technically bullish because we haven't broke this higher low here. So I feel like this right here is one leg. This right here is one leg. If you look at the bigger picture of things, so we're still technically in and root for that. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a tough one for sure. Um, I think the only thing you have on your side is just the fact that you're trying to play that high, and your stop loss will be tight. I think, I
Oh
think,
yeah, I mean
I think
it's
that's
probably
like,
gonna be a 6 pip stop loss, so
yeah, I think that's like the
knock
only,
yourself out.
yeah, that's like the only thing that I see that goes in your favor is just where you're trying to take the trade. Um, but just like what Kyle mentioned, the order flow currently has shifted more so bullish. We're seeing a lot of momentum currently as well. And again, you could play off of that high just because you're at the extremes now. But it's not an A plus type of setup for me. All right.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And me and Abel are actually like, it's crazy how we were talking about this. He actually put me on. Abel's out here recording his course, the Wealthy Visions Academy. Like y'all stay tuned for that. When he drops that, y'all need to all sign up for that.
Facts.
But we're literally like doing a lesson called the trade setup grading plan. So
Hmm.
or like what is it called? I don't remember the exact title, but it's like the trade setup grading
Yeah, it's just a
grading.
it's just a grading system based on the level of risk that a setup can be like, right? Because if there's gonna be different type of setups, guys, that we take. When I say high risk setup, that means that that's a setup that doesn't really follow most of my confirmations, right? It's not necessarily about how much I'm risking, which is what most people think. When I say people say high risk, they're saying, oh yeah, I'm over leveraging, risking 20, 30%. That's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about, all right, how many confirmations does this setup currently have compared to your actual trading plan? So if we're only hitting like 60% confirmation, 70% confirmation, then that's a high risk setup compared to a setup that's hitting 80%, 90% confirmations, right? Or even 100% confirmations, right? So we're going to have a whole grading system in each of our courses, pretty much just teaching you guys how to grade your actual setups that you're looking for, right? And on what type of level of risk you're able to accept is up to you. I take certain setups that are higher risk, right? They don't hit all my confirmations, but I also understand it is a higher risk setup, so I'm not going to go ahead and risk my normal 1 to 2%. I'm gonna risk, maybe half of a percent, right? So that's something that we're definitely implementing in our courses for sure, and that's something that we're also gonna be teaching live, in our master classes for the Profit Society. Just teaching you guys how to grade your actual setup, so you guys know which ones are valid, which ones are not, which ones you should be taking, and if you do take high risk, how much you should be risking on those high risk setups, and how much you should be risking on the lower risk setups. Just things like that, guys. Right? Just it gives you a little bit more deeper perspective as to what you should be doing when you're actually trading. All right, so it's gonna be powerful for sure. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, right? When people say, "Oh yeah, it's a high risk trade," high risk in what terms? All right, most people are thinking it's high risk because of how much they're actually risking on the trade itself, because they're over leveraging, right? They're risking 10, 20, 30%. Where cool, right? That's your understanding of how what high risk is. Well, for us here at Profit Society as a whole, as a collective, we look at it from a confirmation standpoint, right? Like we don't ever over leverage. Like that's the biggest thing, right? A high risk setup for us is not us saying we're risking 20%, right? No, we're still going to be risking anywhere between, you know, point of percents to maybe 1 to 2% max, no matter what. Like we don't change our overall max rules, right? We don't change how much we're going to risk based on the setup. What we do dictate is the confirmations in it. That's what's really dictating whether it's a high risk, a mid risk, or a low risk type of idea. Is this making sense, family? All right, is this making sense? Drop some threes in the chat, right? Because that's some sauce right there that I just gave y'all for sure. Let's see what else we got here. It will turn up. Yeah, I turned up my volume, so hopefully it's a little bit louder for you guys, so you guys can hear me a little bit louder for sure. Let's see, guys. Look into Euro CAD. We could take a look at Euro CAD. Can you see NAS hitting 10,825 for POI for the buy up? We could take a look at that. Kyle, what you thinking, bro? Go take a look at NAS.
For NAS,
Yeah, go
I
take a look
will
at
take a
NAS.
look. Let me go ahead and see. Honestly, I feel like I'm no NAS expert, but you know, I can go ahead and send a NAS trade. I'm actually a little bearish And if you want my trade for today on Nas, again, I'm no Nas expert, but I can tell you guys that this I'm very confident in this playing out right here. Um, you know, it, if it mitigated or not already, I'm not sure. Like me personally, I would like if I was a Nas trader, I would take this right here and target down here. Um, maybe just down here. I mean, especially if you just want to gain your daily percentage gains. Yeah, just target right there. Get your 1 to 3. If you want to be greedy, get your 1 to 5. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like this is just looking similar to GU. Honestly, I'm not gonna say it's gonna do the same thing, but it's gonna do like something similar. It's all the dollar pairs. We want to see um this move down intraday, and then we can start buying back in the discount ranges of the market, right? Even though the market could be bullish, we are not yet in the pricing that I would be going bullish from. There's no way I would be going bullish from here. So if we're not bullish, we're bearish. So if you're a NAS trader, take this NAS sell with me, put your stop loss above the high, and rock out. But yeah, honestly, again, yeah, I just feel like NAS is gonna sell off today. And honestly, what's crazy, guys? Like, it's not even like I don't know how to trade NAS. It's just like, to be honest, like I take the lowest risk setups. So like, if I gotta trade Euro USD and GBP USD with like 5-10 pip stop losses until I gain a 100 pip trade, like I feel like that's worth it to me. I mean, I don't know. Some people like the stock market and the daily swings, and I like it too. Like it is adrenaline, and I feel like if we catch the sell today, that's gonna be a lot of adrenaline for all of you viewers today. Just catching a trade yesterday and today, and possibly even EU if it drops too, because I'm still in this, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna just warn you guys right now. I'm not in NASDAQ, but if I was a NASDAQ trader, I would take this setup. Just a nice little bearish move for today.
Yeah, that's dope. Let's see. I mean, we do got 30 minutes too before stock exchange opens up, so we should see some volatility come into the market for sure. See what happens. We shall see. I mean, I do see a lot of inbounds, too that we'll probably have to go and capture. I don't know. I'm personally, based on CPI, it's really going to dictate what obviously this ends up doing. My expectations for CPI, if we come out at 6.6, right? Because they're expecting us to come out at 6. What was it? They're expecting us to come out at 6.5 for CPI tomorrow, which is kind of a big drop, especially since we're at 7.1, right? So they're talking about maybe a 6-point drop or so in CPI. That's kind of crazy. But if they actually do come out, in my opinion, at 6.6 and we miss projections, right, that can definitely cause NAS to drop for sure, right? If we miss projections, okay, if we come out higher than what's projected as CPI, that will probably cause NAS and all the indices to probably drop. That will cause Euro USD to drop, probably cause gold to drop, and that will probably bring some strength for the dollar if that happens. If for whatever reason we come out lower than what's predicted, which I highly doubt that that's going to happen, but if it does, then the opposite will occur, right? We'll probably continue to see indices flying, just because that's going to continue to bring a lot of optimism in the markets for sure. I'm thinking that we're probably not going to reach projections. I think we're probably going to land anywhere between that 6.6 to 7% level, especially seeing how we just came out of the holiday season. I mean, holiday season, what do people do? They spend money, right? Like they go broke during the holiday seasons for whatever reason. Now, we all know, guys, that consumer spending plays a major role in CPI numbers, right? So since we just came out of the holiday season, where we know people were spending like crazy, then that could have an effect in what the data does come out as. That's why for me, I don't think it's going to come out any lower than 6.6, which is probably going to make these indices start to drop because now we're starting to miss projections, and it might give the dollar some strength overall, right? So that's just a little breakdown from a more of a fundamental perspective, guys, as to what we can expect the indices and overall the markets could do based on what I think can happen with CPI itself. All right, so I hope that made a little bit of sense as well. I hope I didn't confuse anybody with that. But let's see what else we got here. I'm trying to look. There's actually a Fed tracker tool that helps us predict what the, or not even us, but it helps show what the Fed is actually predicting, and they actually update it pretty often, right? Let me actually see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this. All right, big shout out to you guys too as well that are subscribing. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for showing us love. Definitely means a lot, for sure. But let me see. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get up to 100 likes though, family. All right, 100 likes. 100 likes. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there, family. Let's get that 100 like goal. Remember, that was the goal for today. All right, 100 likes is the goal for right now. Let's definitely go ahead and smash that goal, guys. We appreciate you guys for helping us out. Let me see. What else do I got here? Let me see.
I feel like we should talk about crypto, man.
I mean, you can for sure.
Honestly, guys, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Where XLM is in the market, where a lot of these, I would only look at top 10 coins, but I'm telling you guys right now, and Skaggs talks about this a lot too. All of you, like, this is the year to trade and withdraw your money and invest it into crypto, right? You might not be touching a lot of your trading profits to enjoy and blow and go to the Gucci store. I mean, maybe like a cool $100 or $200, you might be able to. I would suggest for you to touch and actually enjoy that. But for the majority of your other trades and stuff like that and withdrawals, I'm telling you guys, this is the year to just withdraw and invest it all into crypto. And 2-3 years from now, retire and not have to worry about anything for the rest of your life. Even if it's just Bitcoin, at the end of the day, the return on your investment potential is there, right? From 17K to even up to the next highs. That's still a big return on investment, even if it does drop lower. So I think it's just crazy how people were panicking to buy at these sell levels damn near, right? And honestly, even me myself was getting a little bit into the hype once we started breaking above here. I was like, damn, you know what? Maybe this thing is like on a parabolic cycle. Until we came down to here and didn't really react to this level, I knew we were going bearish from here, and we've been bearish ever since. But now is the time that it's like, you guys can't be bearish forever. Come on now. How much, like, it can drop a little bit more, but like, let's be honest, you guys should start buying with a position, with an amount that you are comfortable with. So, one thing that I'm doing over the next 3 to 6 months, actually the whole year, the whole entire 12 months, is I want you guys to keep your hustle up, keep your grind up, keep your job, keep your side business, keep your trading account compounding, keep those investments flowing, and then use your cash flow and set a weekly recurring amount or a monthly recurring buy amount where it can just take out about $50 to $100 from your bank account, however much you can afford, and just set this up for the entire year. So by the end of the year, you would have been accumulated a good amount of Bitcoin and other coins that you wanted to get. I would suggest really just going for BTC, ETH, and like XRP and XLM. Those are my top four. We will do a crypto class for the Profit Society on more in-depth altcoins that we do research on. Some projects that we've done research on have went crazy, right? Especially in the last bull run. I think one of them that had went parabolic was Matic, that was called out by us. It was a long time ago. I think Skaggs had just started talking about it, and then like Abel was buying it as well. And we had caught Matic at like 1 cent, and 1 cent was like this little accumulation range, right? Like right here when the coin was just like starting, and then now Matic is now 85 cents, and this is even after the bear market too, right? At the heights of the bear market, it actually went to like almost $3. So at the end of the day, there's power in crypto, guys. Start your long-term accumulation journey now. Like, now is the best time to start long-term investing into crypto. Don't worry about all the other crazy altcoins. Just worry about BTC, ETH, XRP, XLM. Go on Coinbase right now. Go on Cash App right now. Set up weekly / monthly recurring buys, and we will, like I said, we will do an in-depth master class on cryptos, sometime this year, that will be available for you guys to have access to that, on more in-depth coins, like how to find coins like Matic and stuff like that. But yeah, start your long-term investing journey today. It will pay off 2 to 3 years from now. And at the end of the day, I can tell you guys this firsthand. This is what creates wealth, right? You guys want to trade every single day? Yes, I know we all do because we love trading. But margin trading is only half of the story, right? We're going to teach you guys how to margin trade, but we're going to also teach you guys how to start long-term investing, right? That's real wealth creation, right? I'm going to tell you guys this. It's only a very small few handful of people that got wealthy off of just margin trading. All the other people that you see that's wealthy on Instagram, or any of your mentors, or any of the people that you look up to that are extremely wealthy, they got wealthy by a combination of margin trading, a combination of long-term investments, a combination of credit, getting their credit right, and a combination of a lot of different wealth strategies, such as real estate, something that I'm getting into. There's a lot of different ways that you guys need to cycle your money around and use your money to make more money. That's why we day trade every single day on this channel, because we understand it's one of the most powerful methods to bring in cash flow to start investing into these other streams, right?
I mean, Kyle, why do you say you're just getting into real estate? Like, my guy is a licensed realtor. Like, you gonna be my guy that's gonna be helping me purchase all these extra properties, bro. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, don't hold yourself back. I'm gonna tell you guys this. My brother is a licensed real estate agent for like 5-6 years, and honestly, I was always in my bubble, like, yo, I want to just do trading. And that's all I did. And obviously, I did well for myself, but I want you guys to use 2023 as the year, and Abel's doing this as well. We're all doing this. Don't limit yourself to one thing. Don't don't do something, or don't feel like you're obligated to do something because of someone else, or feel like you should or should not do something because of how people feel about you. Do whatever makes you confident. Do whatever is going to make you money. And at the end of the day, if you guys ever are looking for a house in Florida, I got y'all for the cheapest price. You guys already know.
That's a fact, family. But let's go ahead and see what else they looking at. I see a few people saying Euro CAD. Or else GBPJPY. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take over the screen share, bro, and show people what I'm looking at these different things. All right, so with GBPJPY is very interesting. I've been looking at this to seeing what the next plays are and what the next plays could be. And I actually just dropped a video yesterday as well on my personal YouTube channel. Type in Able TV on YouTube, you guys will find it. And I actually did The video itself was pretty dope, right? I was just talking about the different type of technical traders that are out there. There are reactive technical traders, and then there's predictive technical traders. And on that actual video, I pretty much gave you guys an idea as to what I was looking for in terms of GJ, right? So just to show you guys what I think can actually happen, right? So overall, guys, right, GJ itself, right? I'm just gonna bring it back just to show you guys exactly where my head is at with this. Overall, this market has been extremely choppy, all right? Like I'm talking about, we have been trapped inside of this range, guys, at least since months. All right, like I'm talking about almost an entire year now. We have been trapped inside of this range right here, super choppy. But what we're seeing now is we're starting to see price itself, guys, bring a lot more momentum, probably back to the upside. Yeah, we had this drop right here, and then we had another drop that followed. But once we came down into this 155 level and we retested previous levels of demand, we actually seen a pretty decent amount of buying pressure that came back in. And when you combine this type of buying pressure out these lows, on top of the fact that we probably have a lot of liquidity positioned above these highs right here, that's leading to me personally towards more of a bullish reaction to see this thing possibly go back to the upside, at the very least, just to come and capture some of this buy side liquidity that's just sitting up here, right? So that is pretty much like my bias and what I would like to look for. All right, I would like to see if we can possibly position ourselves in a way to go ahead and move back to the upside, right? So that's just a little bit of more of a outlook, a little of a bigger outlook for me. Now, what can we do now to actually position ourselves? Well, there is a chance for price to, bounce off of these lows right here and continue higher, right? The market's going to do what it wants to do. But what I would like to see personally is I would like to see how the market is going to react around this lows right here, right? This little mid-range structure, right? This mid-range structure right here. I would like to see if and when price reaches down there, if we're able to rebound. Because if we're able to rebound, then that's going to give me a lot more confidence in this move, right? Because I am looking for the buys. It's just a matter of from where, right? I think once we come in, we sweep these lows right here. If we can sweep below this 160 level, round psychological level, and then we come back above that range, and that's going to lead to a nice target all the way up to the upside, in my opinion. Now, there is a chance for price to always come back down to even the 158.700 level as well, just because that is a very interesting level, right, of structure in the past. Same thing again, though. I'm going to watch price to see how we play off of there. But I would like to see us run that low a little bit, right? Run below this low right here, capture that liquidity, bounce back in, and then I'll also be looking for some more upside as well. All right, so that is, in my opinion, very interesting. All right, and that's something that I would think that I would be looking for more than anything. All right, is to see the pullback, come sweep these lows, and then once we sweep either this 160 level or this 158.600 level, then I think we'll be able to go ahead and look for some opportunities to go ahead and buy for GJ, right? So I'm gonna be patient, right? But again, that's more so just looking at it from a bigger perspective. Let's go lower time frame now, right? Because the thing about all these time frames, guys, is that you're still able to take opportunities, right? You're still able to find setups and positions in the market that you can still take advantage of. So if my whole thought process here, and I'm on the 2 minute to 5 minute, I'm gonna be bouncing through it, right? But now if my whole thought process that I think that we're gonna at least come down to this 160 level, then we can position ourselves in a way to take advantage of that. All right, so now we're looking at price over here. What do we see, right? We see all this structure point. We see this structure right here, right? We see higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. And then we seen the market give us a nice strong shift that broke structure. Now we're starting to create these lower highs, right? So now that we're starting to see a market structure shift going from these higher highs, higher highs, higher highs to now seeing a lower high, that is just evidence saying that we're probably going to start targeting this liquidity that's right here, guys, at this 160.5. So if we don't break it right away, all right, even if we do, right, I would love to see the market pull back up, maybe around this 161 level, and around that 161 level, guys, could be an opportunity for us to go ahead and enter some shorts to then go ahead and target down to that 160 level, right? So this is a very interesting setup here. I think it looks very good. So this is something that, again, I've been watching. I'm actually kind of upset because I was looking at it earlier today, before I actually started the stream. I was looking at price up here, and I wanted to pull the trigger, but then I got kids that are getting ready for school. Not unfortunate. Let me not say that, right? But I got kids that were getting ready for school, so I ended up having to help my daughter. And by the time I came back, this thing had already started to move, right? So I kind of missed that entry point, but that's fine, right? Because now we're starting to sweep these little levels of structure. So hopefully we're able to see some type of a pullback, and then we can go ahead and identify a nice entry point to go ahead and jump back in, right? So I'm gonna be waiting on this, right? This is definitely gonna be one of my favorite opportunities that I'm looking for GJ. At the very least, I would like to see us break above this 160.7 level, and then depending on how we play off of there, is either we're gonna keep on going to the highs, or we'll see the market rebound back below it, and then I'll go ahead and just take a short from right there or a short from right here. All right, so that's where I'm gonna be at. All right, that's where I'm gonna be at. That's gonna be my play here for GJ. Again, I think it looks pretty good. I'm very comfortable risking a nice 1 to 2% on this one, and just dealing with the outcome of it all. All right, so just so you guys can see a little bit more of a visual perspective, we could look at something like this. All right, something like this to go ahead and take advantage of, which is not bad. Still giving us around a 3-to-1 risk to reward if we decide to take it on the run of 160.7. Or if we wanted to take it from a little bit of a higher level, you can do that as well. All right, which will give you obviously a better risk reward around that 160.85 to then go ahead and still target back down to this 160 level, right? So, one entry point is giving you around a 3-to-1 risk reward. A different entry point, if you want to be a little bit more patient, see if the market can reach up there, that's giving you around a 6.81 risk reward, right? So both of these risk rewards are really good. And in fact, I'll probably be taking a jab at both of them, right? I'll take a jab here, and if it just continues going higher, fine. I'll just re-enter up here as well, risking 2% max on this entire setup, just in case we do get smacked out. So yeah, I think it looks good though. I think it looks good in my opinion. All right, so that's what I'll be looking for GJ, guys. It's just a patience game now. I have no interest in looking at it where it's currently at, unless we come and maybe run these lows. Then you might be able to take a short-term buy up into those levels. But now that's trying to catch like every single swing in the markets, right? And if you're not experienced too much, then just avoid that, right? Stick with what the major play could be. But if you are experienced, then yeah, you could probably take advantage of all these moves for sure. All right, but that's just what I'm looking at for GJ in itself. I see you guys said as well for Euro CAD. Yeah, I'll take a look at Euro CAD as well. Let me just catch up with these comments. EJ hit 4-hour resistance. Ben and GJ and CJ waiting for short position. Okay. Let's see. Where do you buy and store your coins? You need a ledger. Yeah, you need a ledger to store your coins. Let's see. That money green looks pretty smexy. I probably listen. I'm taking the title, right? Like this color combination is probably the most sickest combination that I've seen so far when it comes to it, right? Either my red and white combination was pretty sick, but I like this green and white better. Let's see. I need GJ to hit 160 before it flies. Yeah, I agree with you. Right, I agree. I really wanted to reach that 160 as well before I start looking for some bullishness for sure. Let's see. Unfortunately, yeah, CJ looks just as good. Okay. All right, we'll take a look at CJ. I think there was another one though before CJ that you guys were talking about. Euro CAD, right? So you guys are talking about Euro CAD. So let me go ahead and look at Euro CAD and see what you guys is looking at. Okay. All right, so Euro CAD, where we at with this thing? Let's see. Overall, this thing rebounded pretty aggressively, right? We can see that this thing it was in very bearish for past 2 years, and then this thing just rebounded like crazy, right? Super strong rebound. Imagine holding this trade for an entire month and just non-stop bullishness. That would have been insane. All right, but what can we see now? Right, we've seen the market guys give us that strong push. We did come back up to previous levels of structure up here, and now we're starting to see some type of a cooling off period, right? Which is obviously it should be expected. Now what we're seeing here, guys, is we are starting to see market, starting to go a little bit lower. All right, we're starting to see this again, this little shift in structure, right? So could this actually continue lower? It's very possible. In fact, I think just based on what I'm looking at, I think that is very possible, right? That we could actually see something like that actually occur. So now that I'm actually going to be looking at what price has done inside of this range, right? We have our swing high up here. We have our swing low right here, right? But what is happening inside of here? All right, what is happening? Well, right, what was the level or where was structure built up? Where was the liquidity built up before we actually ran this support, right? It was right up in here, right? We had the market drop, tested the support, we pulled back up, but then we started to chill up here for maybe an entire day before we actually ended up continuing, right? So we do have probably a lot of selling pressure, guys, being built up in this level where we're currently at, which is why I think you guys are more so looking for that opportunity to go short, because I would be similar thing, right? I would think that this is an area, this entire range, guys, could be an area where we do start to see, selling pressure come back into the market, at least coming back down to these initial lows down here, right? So I do think that that is very possible. Let me continue going lower time frame. All right, now in lower time frame, what are we seeing? We're seeing the market just creating these highs, these lows, these highs, but look at the price, right? Look at price as we're getting into the kill zone, right? Again, this is our kill zone up here. Why? Because this is where price, guys, initially really started showing its selling pressure in the market. And this is the last push right here. These last highs is the push, guys, that ultimately caused that break of structure, right? So there's a lot of selling pressure inside of this entire range. Look at how price is starting to form as we're getting into that entire range, right at the high of the range. We're starting to see, guys, that market is getting very, very choppy, right? We're forming that ascending wedge type of pattern, which is more times than not is a pattern that breaks down to the downside, right? Especially if you guys understand how to really identify market structure patterns. Normally, that's what we can see, right? We can see the market eventually shift to the downside. All right, so I like it. What I will need to see, though, just from the 1 hour perspective was, a nice little strong break, pullback, and then you can go ahead and get involved and ride that potential move down, right? If you wanted to take the trade just from right here, I mean, that's definitely your, it's your choice, right? Having stops above the high, I think that is, in my opinion, some protective highs. So I think this high should hold. I do see maybe a little bit of imbalance right above it that now I'm noticing as well. So it could also reach up there, so just be mindful of that. But I think that this level could be an area, guys, where we potentially see some type of a reaction. Now, again, now that I'm looking at it, we do have some imbalance up here as well, some inefficient price. All right, so although we are forming, this choppiness, we're starting to see the market slow down, and I'm pretty sure if we bring up some type of an indicator, some type of a volume tool, we can also start to see divergence forming, which is exactly what we're seeing, right? We're starting to see divergence as well. So, I mean, it is all starting to line up, okay, for this thing to potentially drop. But if we do drop, I'm going to have to keep this high into consideration, right? Now that I noticed it, I'm going to have to keep this high into consideration, because if we do end up selling off, guys, it could be simply just to capture some more sell side liquidity, right, before we go ahead and finally reach up here, capture the last bit of liquidity before we really see that overall shift. So that is, in my opinion, what I can expect Euro CAD to actually do now, right? My overall longer sell will have to be up here around this 1.447 level. Okay, 1.447s. That is really where I would be genuinely interested in looking for some long-term shorts here for Euro CAD. Okay, there could be some short-term shorts if we play off of this range that I just mentioned. There could be some short-term ones, but it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hold too well. All right, but I would love if we get up here, 1.448, 1.447. I would definitely be looking for some opportunities to go short for sure. All right, just my opinion, guys, in terms of what I'm thinking at here for Euro CAD. All right, but it definitely looks interesting for sure. All right, take 2 jabs, exactly, right? Take 2 jabs of the market and see what the market gives us, right? Those jabs is either gonna set you up for the knockout punch, or it's gonna make you be aware of what's truly happening. All right, but that's how I would look at it, personally speaking. All right, let's see what else we got here. That's a rapid trade market. Yeah, nah, this is def. If you guys see another trader using this color combination, just know where they got it from. I'm just saying. Let's see, got to sell on NAS, looking around the 11,280 level. Okay, but I'm waiting for the reaction and opening to see what really happens, right? So again, 930 is here now, right? So we should start to see some more added volatility in the market. Let's go ahead and take a quick look, see what we got here. Let's see. You said you were looking at a sell around 11,280 level. Yeah, that's going to be right back up at these highs. All right, pretty much where we're almost at now. All right, let's see how this plays out, right? Because if we do see this thing, guys, again, do not get fearful of just the initial volatility, right? That's what we want to see, right? I realize that traders, when they start to see price entering into their kill zone, right, into their point of interest, they get very fearful because of how aggressively or how fast or how big the candles are heading into that range. Which that shouldn't be a sign of, you shouldn't use that as a sign of fear. You should use that as a sign of volume entering the markets, right? We want to trade, guys, when there is volume in the markets, right? When the markets are actually open and they're moving. So don't get fearful just because you see how fast price gets up into your kill zone, because just how fast it got up there, you're probably going to see it actually react off that zone a lot faster, right? So just keep that in mind. Don't be scared just because of how fast it gets up into your kill zone. If you got that kill zone marked up for a reason and it gets up there, leverage the fact that there is a lot of volume in the market to jump in, and you'll be able to get a nice entry if it does go in your direction, right? But I think there is a good chance for the market to react off of here for NAS for sure. All right, I do think that there is potential for the market to react up here as well. All right, especially leading up into CPI tomorrow. Yeah, I think that is probably just going to be positioning itself. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised, guys, if the rest of today is extremely, extremely choppy as well, right? Because again, the markets have been choppy all week, so it could remain choppy for sure. All right, let's see what else we got here. Grateful GU's flying. Is it flying? Let's see what GU's doing. All right, see, I mean, when you guys say flying, right? you can. I mean, again, that's definitely more of a subjective saying is flying, right? Because, yeah, we've seen a nice little pop-up, right? But this little pop-up is, what, only 20 pips? Which is not bad, right? But I'm thinking when you say flying, I'm like, oh, this thing is gone, right? Because when you look at it from this bigger perspective, it's really not doing that much. All right, so that's where we're at. Let's just continue taking a quick look, guys, at the rest of the market. Let's take a look at gold. What is gold doing at the start of the session? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. So we're not really doing too much. We're just pretty much going choppy, range bound overall. All right, because I am interested in this gold. I think, guys, there's a good chance that we do see this thing potentially start to roll over to the downside, right from where we're actually currently at. Okay, right from where we're currently at. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing actually, does start to turn around. All right, so that's something I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on for gold. Maybe we could see a potential play like this now that the market is open. Now that we do have a lot more volume in, we might be able to go ahead and start to see something like this. All right, so I'm gonna see how this candle closes. These 5-minute candle closes. Right. If we get some type of play, then that'll be pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. Right. We'll see what happens as well. Right. We'll keep our eyes open on this for sure. Right. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, NAS is definitely giving a nice strong reaction out of that high. All right, NAS is giving a nice reaction out of that high. Let's take a look at Euro USD. Euro USD with the sweep. This is what I'm talking about with Euro USD, right? So now that we've seen the sweep here on Euro USD, right? If we end up closing, guys, back below this range, right, on the 15-minute time frame, right? Like if we end up seeing this thing close back below here, I'm jumping in for the sell. Okay. This is what I wanted to see for Euro USD, right? If, right, we see the sweep of the highs, now that we actually broke out the top of the range, if, again, the keyword here is if, now if we're able to come back below the 1.074, see, then I'll be very, interested in looking for that opportunity to go ahead and go short. All right, so that's what I'm going to be keeping my eyes on, guys, for Euro USD today. Now that we got that sweep, now let's see if we can go ahead and probably follow through to the downside. And we'll see. And like I said, we're going to be here with you guys to monitor the switch y'all to see what the market does give us. But I think that can be a very juicy play for sure. All right, but again, we really want to wait for confirmation. How are you doing over there, Kyle? You good, bro? What you looking at? Let me know what you're looking at, bro. If you're actually looking at anything, by the way. Because I'm going to be keeping my eye on this euro.
Honestly, I don't really see much. I'm still gonna hold on to GU. Um, man, I do wanna. Nah, I'm just gonna stay out. I was gonna try to attempt to trade, but it looks like EU is a lot more favorable from the point where it's at right now that you're marking up, bro. So
Yeah.
I would be a little bit more confident taking your setup if you're looking at that.
Yeah, I mean, it is very possible right where we're at now. Now that we close back below this range, like I love this. All right, like I love stuff like that. I just want to see how this next 10 minutes goes for because we just opened, by the way, right? Like again, stock exchange just opened up, so keep that in mind. All right, so I want to see how we actually end up continuing to hold this. I mean, even if you were to take the trade from right here, it's only a 12 pip stop. I mean, again, which stop loss really is irrelevant because it should still be, your risk percentage no matter what the stop is. But let me see what we got here. Let me see. Yeah, let's see what's up, man. Let's see what's up because I like it. I personally like the rejection that we just seen. And we could, if this plays out, I would be targeting guys down to around the 1.069, 1.069 if we're able to get an entry, by the way. All right, if we're able to get it, I would like to target right back down to these lows too. But let's see. Let's see. Again, I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes. The 5-minute candle looks juicy. All right, 5-minute candle looks good. And maybe we can even take the trade too, by the way, right? This is another thing you can do, right? Once we actually break this 5-minute low that we just like on a break of this 5-minute bearish low right here, right? Once we break that, that can be your entry as well. Okay, that's probably what I'm going to be waiting for, right? On a break of this candle right here, that's going to be probably my entry. This 5-minute bearish candle. Let's see what else we got here. What's gold going to push down to? Let's look at gold again. I mean, gold is already pushing too. Like I said, like this is, I think, is going to continue to drop for gold. I can see guys gold. I mean, there's a bunch of different levels that we can go ahead and target, but the main one that I'll be looking for gold would be this 1857. All right, if this thing does play out how I think it could, 1857 looks very, very attractive for sure. All right, and that's around maybe a 200 pip drop. All right, so that's a nice move from where we're currently at. Okay, that's around 180, 190, 200 pip drop. So that's where I will be targeting for gold. Right, I mean it's looking good though. All right, we are starting to see volume enter the market, guys. So again, I do like the potential for gold to continue. For me, let's see where Euro USD is. Okay, we got a little push up, which is cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now we want to see this. Now that we got the wick to the highs, guys. All right, now we got the wick to the highs. Now we want to see this candle flip. All right, we got the wick highs. Now we want to see this candle flip. Go ahead and close below this candle right here. And then we can go ahead and ride this thing out. Let's see. Love to see it. US 30 struggling. NASDAQ's rallying. I only got NASDAQ up here. Let's see. NASDAQ is pushing back up again. Let's see. Again, we got to see how this candle reacts. Now, again, the market just opened up, so volume is just starting to dictate what it wants to do. But I think at these highs, guys, like I don't know, I would not be scared to take some jabs at the market up here for NAS. Like taking a jab at the market right now might not be a bad bet. I'm not even gonna lie. Taking a jab at NAS up here might not be a bad bet. Huh. Let's see. We just got another 5-minute candle closure. Let's see. In short, US 30. EJ presenting a nice setup for buys after the break of structure. Okay. All right. So let's see EU. I don't want to miss out on this EU. Again, on the break below this EU, guys, I'm I'm entering. All right, let me set my alert just to make sure. All right, on the break below this, I'm entering. Okay, on the break below that. Let's see what else we got here. Gold looks good. NAS, again, do not be surprised if NAS starts dropping from these levels. I'm just saying. Um, I think it looks interesting up at those highs for sure.
I definitely agree with that. Bearish NAS for today. Um, and y'all should definitely eat off of that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, even if we look at, the volume behind these pushes, right? Like, look at all this volume that we had at 4 o'clock in the morning, right, before the market opened up. All right, and then we had another little sweep of volume right here, all right, just looking at the MACD. And now look at this push up, right? There's really not that much volume with this push to the upside that we just seen, all right? At the open, right? We seen this push up, but with very low volume. I mean, that's why I think this thing could very easily, for sure, roll over to the downside, in my opinion. All right, so I mean, it looks good. I think they all look good so far, the ones that we spoke about. And look at NASDAQ too now. Like, now this thing is starting to drop. What's Euro USD? Euro USD just pushing back up. That's cool. Euro's probably just going to come back and probably just continue to retest right here. Again, I'm entering on the break of this 1.075. So that's the only thing I'm waiting for on EU. Gold going. NAS just pushing back up now. GU's pushing back up a little bit. Not too bad. AU, not doing too much neither. Let's see, EJ presenting a nice setup for buys. Okay, I see what you're looking at. Let me see. So you're talking about just a break above this level right here? Doesn't look too bad neither. Let me see where we're at with EJ. EJ's been moving. It's been moving to the upside, but very, very slow. Yeah, I could see that though. I could see that at least coming up to this 142.9, maybe 20 pips higher. But then once we get up into these, 143 levels, this could be an opportunity for profit taking up here, right? Like a sweep of these highs could easily send us back lower. All right, so just keep that in mind. I do think that just based off what we're currently seeing, I think that there is a good chance that we do ride it up for another 20 pips or so. But after that, I mean, then we're at the will of the markets. Let's see. What's my EU doing? Still hasn't given me the play yet. EU has not given me the entry yet. Cool, cool, cool. We're not going to chase it. We're going to wait for that confirmation. And again, EU is like the only one, guys, that I'm really focused on for right now. Let's see GU. GU actually came back up to these highs. How is the market going to react around these levels? Let me go ahead and just delete this. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. See, now we're getting the volume, guys, right? This is what we want to see, right? Added volume into the markets. So now we got to just be patient. We got to trust our analysis. We got to trust what we're looking for. And just, let the market do what it does once you actually get the entry that you're looking for sure. Right, even for GJ though, like, if we continue to respect this level, guys, like, this doesn't look too bad. All right, just targeting back down to here might not be a bad play. Now, if we do end up running this high and we break above this level right here of structure, or like if we actually break and close above this level, see, then that might be a different story, right? Because then that really could just lead to more higher pricing, right? But if we can continue to respect this 160 level, 160.8, I think that there could be a nice opportunity. All right, but we'll see. I'm going to keep my eyes on that one as well, see what the market gives us. All right, so let's see. I mean, taking the trade from EU up at these highs, you're going to get a crazy risk reward. You'll probably get a crazy risk reward up at these levels. We just filled the wick, came back up to retest level of supply. Yeah. Let's see. I've been using the able shuffle entry technique last couple of weeks. Little buildup of liquidity, sweep of the lows and highs, and break back above. Yeah, I love that technique. No lie, that's one of my favorites. It just gives you a lot more confidence in what we're looking at for sure. And that's really what I want to see here for EU more than anything. All right, I want to see the sweep of the highs. All right, a nice little sweep of the highs, come back down, and then that could give us a lot more confidence in the move. Let's see. Been using the low volume pushes as entries too. Dow going up. Ever thought about having a call in time in these AM sessions? What do you mean by that, D Warner? Ever thought about having a call in time in these AM sessions? All right. Again, I'm still waiting. Still being patient. Right. Remember, I said I wanted to see it close below here. Right, 1.0755 before I enter. All right, that's what I wanted to see. Now we're pushing up back into the highs, and now we got to see how the market reacts up here. All right, because now that we're back up at these highs, guess what? This thing is either just going to continue pushing, and then it is what it is. We're not going to take the trade, or even if it does retest the highs, it breaks it, and then we immediately come back in. Shoot, I'll take that as well, because now the risk to reward is going to be even better. Allowing viewers to call in to discuss charts and options. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, we could definitely do that for sure. Just keep in mind, right, in about 2 weeks, most of our calls, we're still going to be doing calls on YouTube, trainings, and just these live streams, but a lot of it is going to be in the back end of the Profit Society, which we're planning on allowing, a bunch of you guys to come on and, mark up your charts, give us your thoughts, your opinions, and all that good stuff. That's definitely something that I'm all for sure. I'm all for that for sure. All right, let's see what's gold doing. Gold is just still tanking. All right, gold has dropped literally about 60 pips, guys, since I told you guys that I think it's gonna drop. NAS, what is it doing? It's just chilling up here at these highs. All right, came all the way back up to retest. Cool. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how we play up here. All right, GU is just pulling back a little bit. AU really not doing much. GJ, yeah, GJ is still up here as well. All right, so for GJ, guys, what I would like to see for GJ now that we're still up here, right? If we can go ahead and break this candle low, right? The current candle that we're on the 5-minute time frame, right? If we're able to go ahead and break below that, then I think that could be a nice decent entry because of where we're currently at in price, right? Where we're currently at in terms of structure, that's what I would be waiting for in order for me to get in. A break of this candle low could be my entry. All right, I need to see a break of the candle low. EU, okay. EU's just pushing up higher. Let's see what we do play off of here. All right, now I would still be waiting for this break, but now I want to see where we're going with this. All right, is this thing just going to push all the way up to these highs up here? Because if it is, then it's cool, right? I'm not in the trade. But then we'll be able to go ahead and really react to see how the market plays off of here. Right, up here at this 1.0786, which is only around 10-15 pips away. All right, so let's see how the market is going to play off of here, right? And this is why, again, I'm sitting on my hands, right? I haven't entered not one trade yet, guys, right? I'm sitting on my hands being extremely, extremely patient because I want to wait for that confirmation. All right, especially since the, New York Stock Exchange just opened, right? We definitely want to be more patient than anything, just allowing the markets to tell us when it's time to get in, right? This is being a reactive trader, all right? Again, if you guys have not watched my video that I dropped yesterday on my channel, right, Able TV, then go watch that, right? Because right now, I'm being a reactive trader, right? I'm trying to react to what price is telling me, right? I'm reading actual candlesticks, reading structure, reading all this stuff, waiting to see when it's time to actually go ahead and jump in.
Maybe a possible GU reentry might be coming soon. If anybody is looking to tag that. But I'm not really gonna enter any more of this I'm just letting you guys know.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And we got 10 minutes for the 10 o'clock candle. That 10 o'clock candle, guys, is usually the juicy candle, by the way, too. All right, that 10 o'clock candle is usually juicy. All right, so that could be the candle where we actually do get that confirmation entry. All right, so we're just gonna be patient, see what the market gives us. If EU does come back inside of this range now, all right, this range that we've been pretty much just trapped in between. If we do come back in it, I might consider going ahead and just risking it for the biscuit. All right, I might risk it for the biscuit. We'll see what the market gives us, but yeah, I'm gonna see what this happens, because hopefully this comes back in. This will be the game plan. We come back in this range, right, and then 10 o'clock candle opens and the momentum starts to pick up, and then we go ahead and start to look for that move. So that's what I would like to see. If I don't get what I'm looking for, though, guys, then I'm not taking it, right? Like an entry for me on this now is probably going to be a close below this candle that we just used to sweep these highs. All right, a close below here, I wouldn't be against taking a jab at the markets. All right, because then we're talking about a 10 pip stop, and we'll be able to target a good move to the downside. All right, because I would like to target back down to around the 1.068, 1.069, and that's giving us around a 6.8 to 1 risk to reward. Right, so that risk to reward is crazy. Right, we're risking 1%, and we'll be making around 6-7%. I mean, that's fire. All right, that's dope. So that's pretty much gonna be my thought process. But yeah, we'll see what the market gives us here. All right, we do have 8 minutes left for the 10 o'clock candle. All right, we did come back inside of this range. Cool. Let's see. Peep NAS for the live will be on the 1 minute. Let's go ahead and check that. NAS. Yeah, see now this is just very choppy right here for NAS, right? Like the live OB for NAS would be like at a climactic high, right? Like again, this is the high technically. So if we run this high right here again, this little wick, and then we get that live OB, then yeah, that would be a lot more attractive for me to go ahead and get involved. All right, if that were to happen, but all right, let's see what's EU doing. I think EU is getting ready to go ahead and drop soon. Gold, what's gold doing? Gold is just still tanking. Wow, gold is just, that should have been the play that we took, to be honest with y'all. That should have been the one that that's the one we should have took when I first initially said it. It's around 75 pips to the downside already. And again, keep in mind, guys, right? Like for gold, I would be targeting down to around the 1857s, right? 1857s for anybody that's in it. Or if you are going to be looking for re-entries, then yeah, I would be targeting at the very least below to the 1857s, with probably even potentially lower. Okay. So yeah, this is looking juicy. Let's see. I was sparring my account for the last 3 weeks. I was waiting for a bit more confirmation for a gold sell this morning. Shout out to Abel for calling it out. Let's go BTC mommy. I'd love to see it. I love to see it because this thing is definitely doing this thing right now. But keep in mind now, right? When, and this is the thing that you guys could really start to identify. When could we see a pullback? Could we see a pullback to possibly get in? I mean, it's possible, right? If you are in the trade at anywhere of these highs, guys, like now that we're starting to break structures, that's when you want to start to roll your stops to break even, just to protect yourself, right? Because now that we are running these supports, these lows, right, we could see added demand enter back into the market. Right, that could bring you right back to entry. And at the end of the day, although I think we're going to continue dropping, the market's going to do what it wants. This thing could also go ahead and possibly target, some of this inefficient price action as well, right? So something like this, when we see the market sweep the lows, that's when I would roll my stops to break even, especially if that's at the higher of the range. If it's down here at the lows, then probably not. I'll just have to accept the risk. But if I had got in like at the highs up here, I would be rolling my stops to break even just to protect myself. Taking something off of the table because this thing's already up 80 pips. All right, 80 pips. Take something off the table, pay yourself, and then I'll let the remainder go ahead and ride out. Right, so that will be my thought process here for gold. But since we just sweep these lows, do not be surprised if we do see price at least come back up. All right, so let's see. NAS is finally starting to do. It's not doing too much. All right, we did get a nice drop though. That's a nice little decent drop. All right, what's EU doing, right? EU still didn't give me that close below that candle. All right, I want to see the close below 1.0765, right? Once we're able to get that close below, I will be risking 1% on this, and we'll see what the market gives us off of that. Let's see. This is too easy. We got the live OB already. Yeah, I see what you're talking about now. All right. NAS is decent for sure. Let's see. GU looks like it's primed to start dropping soon. Yeah, GU looks primed to start dropping soon. AU starting to make its move as well. We did see a nice little sweep of these highs, sweep of the range. Price came back in it. EU looks also pretty good. Or I wouldn't be surprised if EU just continues to tank as well, guys, right? Let's see. I'm waiting. Don't tell me I picked the choppy pair out of all of them. I'm gonna be upset with myself. All right, all these pairs is making moves, and I want to pick the choppy one. Let's see. I seen, yeah, same with US 30. I seen it happen more than a few times already with that 3 minute. Yeah, let's go. What do you think about CAD yen? Yeah, we can take a look at CAD yen real quick. Let's see. In average, how much time do you all hold the trades? Hours, days. Holds intraday. Kyle 2 raised in 1,000 trades a day, and Skag holds 2 trades per year. That's a great breakdown, right? For me, I'm more so. I would consider myself more now more of a scalper, but also a intraday, predominantly intraday type of. Like if I'm able to get my entry here for Euro USD, then I'll probably be just riding this thing out the rest of the day, right? Until it actually gets to where, you know, my target could be, which is going to be, you know, down here around this 1.06, right? So if I get an entry up here, I'm holding it all the way to here, all right? So that's going to be more of an intraday type of setup for sure. All right, so we're starting to see this break now, guys, right? If we can get this closure here, all right, again, we do have the 10 o'clock candle too, by the way, right? So I'm just going to wait for the 10 o'clock candle, see what the 10 o'clock candle gives us. But I wouldn't be surprised if this 10 o'clock candle, guys, actually comes in. You know, we spike up a little bit, create a little bit of a top wick, but then we end up closing back inside of this range. That would be what I would like to see for this 10 o'clock candle, right? For price to come in and close below this range. And then that 10 o'clock candle, if we do come and engulf this previous candle right here and we close back inside of the range, then yeah, that can easily lead, you know, for more momentum to the downside the rest of the day. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for. Again, I'm still not in anything. I'm still being very patient. You know, I want to see the market now break this little level of structure right here. All right. Once we actually go ahead and close below this, that would be my entry. Stops above this high. Again, it's gonna be probably like around a 10 pip. Yeah, around like a 10 pip stop, right? So it's not gonna be nothing crazy. Either way, it's gonna be around 1% risk. And then hopefully the 10 o'clock candle, you know, helps us with our directional bias, and then we just play that out. Right, but again, this is literally how it is, guys, to be, you know, a reactive trader, where when you're actually looking to find your entry, like you got to go through this, you know, you got to go through these thought processes, right? You got to really just explain or expect anything to happen, right? And just be prepared to react to what the market is actually going to be giving us for sure. You know, so we're being patient right here, right? Being extremely patient. All right, let me go ahead and take a look at CAD yen real quick. Let me actually just set this alert because this is probably going to happen soon. So let me set this alert just to make sure I'm aware. CAD yen, let's see where we're at. All right, CAD yen. Let's see. CAD yen has been very choppy at these highs right here. All right, extremely choppy. All right, just testing, you know, all this structure to the left. All right, so I mean, I do believe we're gonna go bearish on CAD yen, and it's a possibility for us to break out and then go ahead like that. That's very possible, but more times than not, what I would like to see now is I would really like to see this high get taken out up here. I don't know why. Like, this is what I would like to see for CAD yen, right? I would like to see this 99.3 level go ahead and get violated, and then we can go ahead and expect some more bearishness to come in. All right, so that's what I would be personally waiting for. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, right? Because we are on a 4-hour time frame, right? This thing could easily drop. You know, it could drop right from where we're currently at. All right, got a nice little hour closure. You know, it is very, 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 very possible for that to happen for sure. But for me, I just like to again see, you know, the market take out some of these extremes before I look for anything. That's just me though, right? That is just me. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Warren fan, I got stuck going on at the house. I haven't have on just small text updates though. Hedge my EU buys with sells, remain short. Oil and GJ. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's see. Can you check EJ? EJ's probably gonna be similar to what I was just talking about with CAD yen, right? So from EJ, for me, like I said, I expect it to continue bullish all the way up into these highs. But once we sweep these highs for EJ, guys, right? Like I think that we can see this thing really start to sell off, in my opinion. All right, so that's what I will be leaning towards for EJ. All right, it will be more so to see the run of the highs, see price probably come back up into these levels of structure around 143.5, and then from there we can go ahead and start to look for, you know, some selling pressure to come in. All right, so that's my play there on that, right? Let me see what GJ is doing. GJ is starting to push up higher. GJ also is probably going to be similar now to this point that I just said with all the other yen pairs. I think it's probably just going to continue going higher at this point. Run this 162.8, and then from there we could probably see this thing go around, right? And I'm just saying that, I mean, it is possible for this reaction right here at these highs, right? If you were interested in playing like off of these swing highs, this is very possible as well. All right, but now I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see this thing come back into there and probably lead towards the upside, because we do have a lot of liquidity, guys, that's being built up above these highs. All right, we have a lot of built up liquidity above these highs right here, right? So that's just the thing that I'm really just keeping my eyes on now, right? I think now at this point we're probably gonna run these highs. Okay, probably gonna run those highs, in my opinion. In my opinion. All right, so let's see. Let's continue to check, monitor the rest of the trades. Gold, what's gold doing? Gold is doing this freaking thing. Dropped nicely from where I told you guys it was probably going to start dropping. And it looks like it's probably going to continue, which is cool. Let's see what else we got here. Choppy CAD switch playing nicely for me. Let's go. I mean, I love it. I love it, man. As long as you're winning, I love it for sure. Let's see. You said gold 1 hour is looking like a doji. Yeah. All right. My focus is, again, I'm still gonna be keeping my eyes on this EU. All right. I want to see, and the EU is just not. It hasn't given us an entry yet. Okay. EU has not given us an entry yet, guys. At least one that I'm interested in personally. All right, I would need to wait for, you know, a breakdown of structure for me to go ahead and get in. But, you know, we're just going to be patient. Like I said, you know, this is the game right here. The market just opened up. So there's going to be a lot of, you know, volume right now. So we just got to be patient, allow the market to do what it has to do. And once we get that confirmation, then we can go ahead and truly go ahead and jump in. Let's see, that 280 was lit. Was it? Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting level for sure. I mean, if we were gonna look for a play here on NAS, it was probably gonna be at these levels up here. All right, you know, we're pretty much at the extremes, and yeah, I do think that this is not bad neither. Let's see what this dollar doing. What is this dollar doing right now? I'm not even gonna lie, this dollar does not look promising. This dollar does not look too promising. Dollar looks like it wants to continue its bearishness for now. And if that's the case, then that EU is probably not going to give me the entry that I'm looking for. Yeah, this dollar definitely looks like, unless we are able to see a rebound here in the dollar, guys, I'm probably not going to get that entry that I'm looking for on EU, right? But I would need to see this thing now start to rebound, right? But it really doesn't look too promising for right now. All right, so again, I'm chilling. I'm sitting on the sidelines, being patient, actively just waiting for my entry confirmations, and we'll see if we're able to get them, right? If we're able to get those entry confirmations for EU, then we'll take them. If not, then it's just one of those days where I'm just chilling on the sidelines. All right. At least gold did its thing momentarily, gave us a nice drop. Now all it did was come back to previous level of structure. EU again. I'm just gonna continue to be patient with that one. GU also doesn't. Oh no. Let's see. I mean, Kyle, what are you thinking, bro? Are you looking at the dollar right now, bro? Like, what are you thinking over there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would have loved to see the dollar go a little bullish intraday speaking. But it's just gonna continue. And honestly, it's a big ideology that I teach, and I really pride myself on is the 80-20 rule. 80% of the times the market is just gonna continue. 20% of the times we will get the reversals. And at the end of the day, we don't want to be forcing these reversals like EU and GU. It's good to catch it, but if it's gonna cost me a big amount of percentage, I'm not even gonna keep stabbing at EU. And same thing with GU. I'm just gonna hold the position that I already have. I'm not looking to stack. I'm not looking to add because if it does fail or hit my break even, then it has a high chance of failure and the dollar to just keep going bearish from where it's at. But I would love to see it retrace at some point, whether that's today or tomorrow. Let's see. But I mean, I feel like today it's a lot of chop. It's a lot of indecision. If you are taking risk on anything today, I would just take it at a very light 1/4% or 0.5% and save your risk for tomorrow for CPI for sure.
Yeah.
Don't try to catch a bag or your big percentage for the week today. I would say lay low today and wait for CPI tomorrow because, the DXY is just not making the moves today.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. Especially just looking at it where it's at. Like this thing just looks like it's actually primed to continue. And if that's the case, then yeah, EU is not gonna give me my entry. Um, Gold will probably end up pulling back if that's the case. All right, just to answer that question, if dollar does go bearish, then we probably will see this thing start to rebound, right? Which is why, again, it's always important, especially if you did get in up here and were able to capitalize on this 80 pip drop. Make sure to secure your trade. Make sure the roll stops to break even. But in that process, make sure to pay yourself, right? If you're already up 80 pips, 60, 70, 80 pips, there's no reason to not pay yourself on some of that, right? So you can go ahead and close partials. If you are throwing a lot size that doesn't allow you to close partials, like the lowest one is 0.01, then simply move your stop loss, a little bit more into profit, right? Just to at least give you a little bit of a cushion. That's something that you guys could do. All right, but I don't know. We're gonna be patient, like I said. This game is all about patience, guys. At the end of the day, I'm just not a fan of how the dollar is playing right now. And until I see something other than what it's doing, I'm probably just gonna be continuing to sit on my hands and just seeing what the market gives us. But again, just keep in mind, guys, like the market did just open up, right? Like the stock market just opened up 30 minutes ago, so there's still gonna be, opportunities to get it in. We just gotta continue to be patient and see what the market is giving us. Right, we don't want to be trying to force anything just because we feel like we have to trade. Right, I think a big reason, guys, what I've been able to be profitable for the past few years is very simply because I don't force trades. Right, like I have no problem going an entire day, going a few days without entering any trades. All right, because if nothing is showing, then nothing is showing. If I'm not getting my confirmations, then I'll gladly sit out the markets and not risk any or not expose my account to a lot of unnecessary risk. All right, so yeah, we just gotta be chilling. Let's see any CPI expectations for tomorrow. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. For CPI itself, guys, again, they are expecting it to drop to around 6.5%. I don't see it dropping to that level. So if we do miss projections, I expect I expect more of a run on overall asset markets, riskier assets. I believe those are probably going to drop. If we miss projections, riskier assets like indices, stocks, in my opinion, I believe those are probably going to end up rolling over to the downside. If we actually hit projections, then it's probably going to be the flip side. We'll probably see, riskier assets start to fly. Indices, stocks, cryptos, commodities, right? Euro USD, GBP USD, right? We'll probably see a lot of dollar weakness if we do actually hit projections. If we don't hit projections, which is probably what I think is going to happen, we're probably going to see dollar strength, in my opinion. All right, we will see it. We will see it live tomorrow, though. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here for EU. EU just hit my my little thing here. Okay. Let's see what we got here with EU. All right, so I'm gonna take a jab here on EU, guys. Right. I'm gonna take a jab here. Stops above the highs. All right, stops above the highs. I'm gonna take a jab here on EU, and we'll see what the market is able to give us off of this jab. I'm only gonna be risking 0.5% on this. Okay, 0.5% on this trade. Just because, again, I'm still not liking pretty much what the dollar has been doing. But like I told you guys, once I see that break, I'm gonna go ahead and take 0.5% trade on this, and we'll see what the market does end up giving us at the end of the day, right? But I'm gonna take a jab at it. I'm all about jabs, and then once I get more confirmation, all right. So I'm taking a jab right here. Stop's gonna be above the highs for around 12, 13 pips. And once I do get more confirmation on this, right, which will be more so price breaking this level now, if we can break this 1.075 level, right, then that will give me more confirmation to not just take a jab, but at that point, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing some hooks, throwing some uppercuts, right? Shout out to all my boxers in the call, right, that are getting the analogy. All right, I'm just taking some jabs to open myself up to the opportunity. All right, so I took a jab. We're going to go ahead and see what the market gives us. If it plays out, and we drop to 1.075, then I'll go ahead and start throwing some like I said, some other punches, and I will see what happens. Right, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Took a jab at GJ, only second trade of the day, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, as long as you followed your rules, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking jabs, especially if you're following your your rules in terms of how much you're going to be leveraging on the account. Right, I'm only risking 0.5% on this one because it doesn't really fully give me all of my confirmations, right? So this is a setup, guys, that I will probably consider borderline higher risk than normal, all right? Because like a low risk setup would be us actually going ahead and breaking down below here, all right? Like if we break this 1.075, then that would be more of a low risk setup because now I have a lot more of my confirmations that are being met. We're below structure, but since we're still technically above this 1.076, it's definitely still very risky of a play here. Right, very risky setup, so it's definitely a little bit of a more higher risk type of setup for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lower my risk accordingly because of that. All right, and we'll see what the market does give us off of this for sure. You gotta take these jabs, man. Nothing wrong with taking jabs. Let's see what else the market is giving us. So gold, it's not doing too much. It's pretty much just chilling for now. AUD USD. I mean, AUD USD is doing really good off of these highs. That's dropping. GU is starting to drop as well. Is NAS gonna finally follow through now? Let's see what we got here. So NAS looks interesting. If we can go ahead and break, not even a break, right? But if we're able to go ahead and go below this level here for NAS, guys, 11,280. If we can get back below the 11,280 level, I think that could be now a nice, interesting setup too for NAS, right? If we're able to see something like this. That could be interesting. All right, that could be interesting, right? So we'll see. We'll see what the market gives us. But that could be very interesting for sure. All right, so like I said, I took a jab here at EU. My entries here at around 1.07625. Stops is going to be above the highs for around 12 pips. I'm only risking literally 0.5% on this. All right, so I did lower the risk. Just because it's not really the best. Yeah, it's not in the area that I really would like to take it for. Or at least I didn't get all the confirmations that I have. But it's definitely something that I'm worth taking the risk on. It is what it is. So we'll see how this plays out as well. All right, so let's see. Throw them fins, saw no more swing lots. Yeah, not yet. All right. if this thing does start to go in our favor, right? And now I'm in profit up here, all right, and we see price break this level, see, then I'll start going ahead and throwing them Francois haymakers, right? Then I'll go ahead and start really adding more positions on, right? Because again, I account for myself a 2% max risk for every single setup, right? Listen to what I'm saying, guys, right? I give myself 2% per setup. This is all one setup that I'm talking about, right? Which is the bearishness to the downside. This is all one setup. So since I already used 0.5%, I now can account for that remainder 1.5% on this trade. All right. So that's why I'm comfortable taking that jab with the 0.5%, because now if this thing does drop and we pull back, see, now I'm going to go ahead and probably throw that remaining 1.5%, because now I have a lot more confidence in that trade, and now it's going to be more of a lower risk type of setup. Okay. Does this make sense, family, how I'm doing it, right? Are you guys understanding how I'm doing in terms of my trade management and my risk management perspective? Right? The jab, if you're taking jabs, you should not be risking how much you're comfortable risking on the entire setup with that one jab. A jab needs to be, guys, lower risk, right? 0.5%, half of what you're normally actually comfortable doing. Okay? That's what a jab should be. And then once you truly get more confidence, then you can go ahead and throw in the remainder of your position. Right? This is risk management and trade management 101. Okay? Like, it's a very important concept to understand this stuff. But that's how I'm playing it. All right, so we'll see. All right, if we can go ahead and close below this 1.075, I'll go ahead and throw the remainder. I'll enter the remaining 1.5% of this position, and then I'll go ahead and just write out the rest, and we'll just do what we got to do it.
Yo, Abel, what are you thinking about oil, bro?
Oil. Let me see. I wouldn't even really trade oil. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to our newest subscriber. What's going on? We appreciate you for subscribing. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. All right, so oil. I mean, oil's definitely has been just, going to the downside. And I would definitely lean on a continuation to the downside for oil for sure. But let's see where we're at. We did just come up. I don't know. I would like to see oil come and break these highs first. I don't know why. Because I do think we're going to continue dropping, though. All right? Like, we clearly just seen, guys, it's a lot of selling pressure enter the market here for oil. All right? Now we're just pretty much just correcting back into this range. But I would love to see a run of the 77.7 level first before we are actually able to go ahead and experience more downside. That would be my best guess here on oil. Why? What are you looking at oil for? What was your thoughts on it?
Honestly, bro, I don't know. I've just been seeing Skaggs and Jordan back and forth on their stories, and honestly, I'm actually a little bit more towards the long term bearish side. The longs are done. And so I feel like that's gonna continue short. But who knows? Honestly, I want to find a short entry. I'm not too perverse in oil either. So you know.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see oil just come down into this liquidity pocket that we have down here, like really. So I would be bearish oil until we're able to come to this 66 level, right below 66 inside of this pocket that we have there. And then from there, then we'll have to really see what the market is going to do, right? Probably going to really have to rely on some more fundamental news more than anything. But yeah, that's my opinion, right? I'll rather stick to the sell side right now for oil. But if in order for me to actually go ahead and jump in, yeah, I would need to see price come back up to the 78 level. Let's just say 78 round psychological level, right? Around that 78, then we might be able to go ahead and look for some plays. I think that's a not too bad. Let's see. So the 1030 oil inventory news move the market. I mean, it could move oil for sure, and any asset that is correlated with oil. All right, that 1030 release for sure. Right, it could definitely swing oil 100%. Let's see. NASDAQ failing to make lows and breaking highs on the 1 minute. Let's go see. Yeah, NASDAQ is just chilling up here, man. Like, it's really just going sideways, not really doing too much. Yeah, it's really not doing too much, right? I would literally need to see, guys, in order for me to get into oil, like I mean not oil, but in order for me to get into NAS, I would want to see maybe a break below this range right here now. Like if we're ever able to come back below the 11,280 level, see then that will give me some more confidence in catching this now. That's what I would like to see, right? But because again, we are technically still creating. We just created highs, higher lows. Right now, we're just testing up at these levels. So I would be waiting personally for a break of the 11,280 again. And if we do break it, then I'll have confidence in going ahead and catching that move. That's my play on NAS. That's what I would be waiting for, personally speaking. All right. So what's EU? EU doing nothing. EU doing nothing. EU is just testing back to the structure. I really want this level to hold. All right, if this level could hold here for EU, that would be cool. If not, then we're probably going to come all the way back up to the highs. And we can see it's been a very choppy so far, 10 o'clock. Very, very choppy so far. Let's see, GU, GJ gave a nice reaction out of the kill zone. Again, I wouldn't be surprised though, right? I still think we're probably gonna run these highs on. I don't know. I think we might run the highs on GJ personally, right? We did get a nice reaction from these highs up here from this kill zone though. All right, very nice strong reaction. But I wouldn't be surprised though if we. And this is just me, right? My opinions. Cause I do think we will eventually sell off, but I want to see us capture more liquidity first. Alright, I want to see us capture more liquidity first. You know, we've been stuck in this range, right? We're gonna eventually start to see the market capture liquidity in various different levels, whether it's down here first, back to the highs, and then we come lower. Alright, or we run the highs, come doing something like this, grab the lows, and then we go ahead and see something like that, right? You know, the market loves to do a lot of this stuff like this, right? A lot of this funkiness, you know, but yeah, GJ is definitely very interesting. But where it's currently at, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing actually does run the highs first. Like, that's what I would be leaning towards. And if we do run the highs up here, then that's just going to be an opportunity for me to go ahead and look for some shorts to then target back down to the, you know, liquidity down here at these lows. All right, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with GJ as well, guys, right? This is the name of the game, right? Patience. Patience is the name of the game for sure. All right, let's see. EU is starting to push up. Let's see if my jab is probably gonna get. Let's see what we got here. We could still hold this level. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Nas is just pushing, bro. This thing does not want to slow down either. Look at this thing. And that's what I'm saying with the dollar, guys. Like, the dollar is just does not look too convincing of a pullback on this thing. It does not. Gold is still holding really strong too, by the way. Gold is still holding pretty strong. Interesting. Let's see. GJ is just playing off of that level. EU's I'm still in it. Barely, but I'm still in it. Alright, still gonna be seeing what we can get off of these highs up here. But again, it's, you know, it was a higher risk setup for a reason. Alright, that's why, you know, I risked what I risked. And we're gonna see. NASDAQ though is just, that thing is a beast. I wonder though. Oh, where are my indicators at, man? Where are my indicators at, man? I wonder though. See, now look at this though, right? Again, we just broke new highs again, right, for NAS, but no volume behind that push compared to what we've previously been seeing. All right, there's no volume behind that. All right, we're creating higher highs on the price, but we're creating lower highs here in the indicator, right? Indicating no real buying volume causing these highs. I don't know. I think this NAS is, I think it's probably gonna be short-lived to the upside. Probably gonna have to just run these highs first, to like actually go above these highs right here, and once we get above those highs, we might be able to go ahead and truly position ourselves. Or that's what I'll be looking for. But we're really not seeing too much. All right, like we're making these highs off very low effort. All right, we're making these highs off very low buying demand, right? Buying effort itself. So it's just like adding clues like that is telling me that this thing's more probably gonna turn around. And it necessarily doesn't have to turn around, by the way, neither, right? But that's usually what I'm getting at, right? So what I like to do when we have situations like this is I like to wait for confirmation. I want to see price actually go ahead and give us a reason to go short. Like that's normally like, and again, this is a matter of patience though. All right, but that's what I would like to see with NAS. Right? I would need to see this thing come back down below, still below that 280 for me to really be interested in it now. If not, then this thing is, it could really just continue, right? What's this see? That thing is just going. Let's see, you're getting that divergence. NAS ain't looking so good to me anymore. I'm not getting my confirmation, so it's a dub. Yeah, and again, that's why it's so important to wait for your confirmations, guys, right? I took a jab here on EU, just because I accepted the fact it's definitely a little bit of a higher risk setup, but more times than not, again, I'm waiting for my confirmations. All right, that's why, like, in order for me to go, throw my full lot size, risking my full amount, I gotta wait for confirmation. All right, like I gotta wait for full confirmation. I had a couple confirmations, but not full confirmations, right? So we're gonna be just letting this thing play out, seeing what the market gives us. Let's see what else we got here. GJ is just doing its thing now too. Let's see what we got here. What's gold? Is gold still holding strong? Gold is still holding strong for the most part. See, I really should have just jumped into gold when we were talking about it over here. I really should have just took that position instead of EU. But it's cool, alright? It's cool. The dollar looks like it's probably going to continue to go. I'm not even going to lie. The dollar looks primed to continue to drop. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, NAS did close above here now. NAS is an animal right now. Let's see, is it just NAS or is all the indices? I'm pretty sure all the indices are doing similar. Not really. So NAS is like the only one that's pushing. Hold on. S&P. Oh, the S&P is also pushing as well. The S&P, NAS. That's a disgusting NAS chart. US 30, the Dow Jones. See, the Dow Jones is the only one that's really not pushing though. Is this one know something that the other ones don't. Let me see. Or is this one just lagging behind? Yeah, let me go ahead and just add them over here real quick. Alright, see now. Watch this thing start dropping now that we actually came up and cleared these highs. Now that we actually came up here and cleared that, watch this thing start dropping right from here. Watch this thing start dropping right from these levels. I promise you, watch, right? Now we're getting, again, climactic high. Now we're getting the live OB. If we can actually go ahead and close like this on the 5-minute. See, now it's looking a little bit more interesting above these highs for sure. All right, let's see how this candle closes on the 5-minute though, guys, right? Let's see how the candle closes on the 5-minute. EU close to the stops, but overall we're still safe. Let's see how these 5-minute candle closes. Yeah, NAS is definitely looking a little bit more promising, especially if it closes like that. And looking at US 30 already dropping. SPX is also starting to turn around a little bit as well. Interesting. Crypto's already dropping as well on these lower time frames. Bitcoin, USD/JPY. Let's see. USD CAD is starting to move up. See now, yeah, now if the dollar can rebound, man, we will be so lit. I would love for the dollar to get back above this 103.3 level or 103.25, man. If we can get back above 103.25, then I would be super excited for the dollar and a lot of the trades that we're looking at. AD USD, Euro USD is just being a pain in the tushy. Let's see NAS. Yeah, see NAS itself, guys, is giving interesting vibes. I mean, Kyle, what are you thinking? What are you thinking now, bro? You still with me? You still with me, dog? Oh,
honestly, bro, it still looks good, man. It still looks good. You know, honestly, it's crazy how it kind of just swept that high and is doing its thing. Me personally, again, I told you guys I don't like trading NAS. I don't really trade it, so I'll be staying out. I don't really, I'm not an indices expert, but you know, honestly, I'm remaining with my long-term bias, like we outlined with you guys, and maybe we can come back tomorrow for CPI and catch the entry on that, but. You know, for now, I'm just gonna stay on the sidelines on that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are you looking at right now? Still, you're just gonna hold your what? You still in GU?
Yeah, I'm holding GU at break even, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I did take your little jab here at EU. I'm holding it, so I'm in your trade, bro. You know, I'm confident in it still until stop gets hit. So, you know, that's pretty much it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's very close for me personally to get stopped out. But we're going to let this thing play out, see what happens.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very interesting, man. These markets, again, are probably just going to remain choppy. GJ is just doing this thing, though. I really wanted to see if it was going to hold this level, but this thing is just also making a move.
Hey, yo, shout out to my guy, Alex Decora, man. He's on a call with me right now. He's always on the sessions, bro. What you guys say to the Profit Society familiar on the stream right now? What value and what has the Profit Society done for you, my bro?
What is the Profit Society?
Yo, and also say your name, where you're from, and how long you been tapped in with us.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, bro, you're on the stream right now.
Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm Alex Decora. been trading for about a year and a half now, almost. I say about a year and a half. But what Profit Society has done for me, man, I can't even begin to explain how many things it's done for me. It's taught me discipline. It's taught me how to stay motivated. Most importantly, these 4 guys have taught me how to trade and become profitable. That's the craziest part, because if you just like stick to it and never give up and only believe in yourself, you can achieve anything you want, and especially with trading. But that's really all I gotta say.
And also, how old are you, bro? How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 19 currently.
Sheesh. Shout out to the young bull, Alex, man. Say something in the chat. You know, he's been tapped in with us. And, you know, we look forward to getting some of you guys on the next call to bring your testimonial.
Yeah, all right, Kyle. Appreciate it, bro.
Got it, bro.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. Yo, Nas is doing. Look at this Nas now, bro. This thing is tanking. Sheesh. Now she want to break loose. Okay. Now she want to break loose. Hey, man. See, a lot of these pairs is making some decent little movements. But the one that I'm in ain't doing a damn thing. Ain't that some ish? Oh, man. Interesting. Very interesting for sure. Alright, let's see. Yeah, shout out to that boy Alex for sure, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see. I mean, but Kyle, you got anything else, bro? Because I'm pretty much just gonna hold this EU. Just accept what the hell happens to it. NAS is doing this thing now, starting to drop. US 30 dropping. Gold is just going, right? See, gold was the one that we should have initially jumped in off rip. This thing is busting. 96 pips right now. That thing is going crazy. Hopefully, a lot of these other assets start to catch some steam, right? But Kyle, you got anything else, though, bro? Before we go ahead and wrap this thing up, cause I know I'm pretty much wrapped up my damn self. Let's see. I got into gold at 1884. Let's go. 1884. You all the way up here. I see you. Okay. Sheesh. 140 pips to the face. Okay, Nyla. I see that. You know what's crazy? I love that name, by the way, Nyla. And I think I might be biased because my daughter's name is Nyla. Right? So you were already on my good side just for that. All right, but big shout out to you, though. That's massive, right? But besides that, though, family, again, we're just going to let these things play out. Again, the only thing I'm currently in is still holding this EU, right? You know, I only risk 0.5% on this, so I really don't care what happens. Kyle is still writing out his GU. Nas is now finally finding some sell side pressure, which is kind of cool. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Gold is just doing gold things, which is amazing. Hopefully, you know, the dollar starts to rebound for us and makes its way higher. That'll be pretty cool. But besides that, though, family, we do appreciate y'all for tuning in. We will be back live again tomorrow for news, which is probably going to be one of the most coolest things to do, is be on these calls when we actually talk about the news, because that's when we really have some dope conversations, right, that can give you guys a lot of insight from a fundamental perspective, right? So make sure to show up. We will be live a little bit earlier than normal, probably like right around 8 o'clock, because the news is at 8:30. Right, so be live, show up, make sure to have post notifications on. Family, hit that bell so you guys are updated when we do go live, so you guys do not miss any calls that we host. All right, so family, we appreciate y'all. We love you guys. Thank you guys for rocking with us this morning. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to us in the Profit Society itself, or reach out to us directly via Instagram. All right, guys, love you guys, appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Let's get it.